So you're eating healthily, working out consistently, yet the belly fat just won't budge. You're like, what the hell? Why won't it leave? And the honest answer is yes, you might be in a calorie deficit and you might believe that you are eating healthily, doing everything correct, but you're forgetting about something very important, or you might not know the extent to which having your hormones in check is so vital when it comes to successfully being able to see body fat melt off. And if your hormones are out of whack, you will not be able to see fat loss as optimal as it could be. So once we have got to the end of this video, you're going to know how to be in a consistent calorie deficit, meticulously tracking that, not necessarily through tracking food, but just knowing that you've got that part nailed, along with balancing your hormones so that they are optimized for fat loss. And you'll be able to do this without crazy restrictive diets or without endless hours spent doing cardio or spent in the gym, but just simple techniques that you probably have overlooked that will make a huge difference to your fat loss success. There are 4 big hormonal roadblocks when it comes to fat loss. And the first one is insulin resistance, which keeps you in fat storing mode as opposed to fat burning mode. And you best bet that we want to be in the second one. So how do we optimize for that? In all honesty, it's really simple. We need to make sure that you do not have chronically elevated cortisol, that is your stress hormone. That's going to be chronically elevated if, number one, you do not know how to regulate and manage your emotions very well. So you go through life feeling overly stressed, overly emotional. You could certainly learn to implement certain techniques like breath work, mindfulness, journaling, meditation, talk therapy, and that will bring down your cortisol levels. But that's more so from an emotional, psychological response. From a physical response, we want to manage cortisol better by improving sleep, removing caffeine after midday, 1 p.m. We also want to make sure as best as possible that we're not overdoing it when it comes to really, really high intense workouts. If you want to find out my perfect blueprint on how to reduce your cortisol levels and make sure that you're able to mobilize belly fat as fast as possible, then I'll leave the link for that video in the description box below. But definitely, to improve your insulin sensitivity, we're going to want to lower cortisol. And then also we're going to want to make sure that we are eating balanced meals, that we're not just giving into really high sugary foods, high sugary snacks, so that each and every single one of your meals spaced equally throughout the day is balanced with carbohydrate, with protein, healthy fats, fruits and veggies, that we are not just consuming high glycemic carbohydrates. So we're going for more whole grains, we're going for more whole foods. That is going to be a game changer when it comes to actually balancing your blood sugar levels throughout the day, and it's going to beat insulin resistance. The next hormonal roadblock, number 2, is leptin resistance. Leptin is the hormone that tells your brain, I'm full now, or it doesn't because you're resistant to it. And there's a few reasons why this can happen. One of the biggest reasons is because you have not got enough sleep. If your body is exhausted on a physical level, your body is not going to be as sensitive to leptin. And therefore, you will find that you're overeating, you're eating in a surplus, and you're craving more sugary, highly palatable foods as a result of the fact that your energy is low and you're unrecovered. And there's also certain food groups that will cause leptin resistance. It's been shown that processed foods, which tend to be high in oils, such as canola oil, sunflower oil, these are quite inflammatory for the body also. They will increase leptin resistance. So we need to make sure that you are eating, again, as I've already mentioned, nutritious, balanced meals often throughout the day and prioritizing 7 to 8 hours of amazing sleep every night. The other thing that does, which again feeds into this positive cycle, is it brings down your stress hormone. So your body is more able to mobilize belly fat. The third biggest hormonal roadblocker when it comes to fat loss is thyroid dysfunction. T3 and T4 are hormones that your thyroid produces, which are essential for weight management, energy levels. They play such a vital role when it comes to maintaining your body's temperature and also when it comes to hair and nail growth. We really don't want to be finding that we're not producing the right amount of T3 and T4. These hormones are essential for us to feel amazing and then to be able to lose body fat appropriately. So what do we need to make sure that we're doing to have these hormones in the best possible spot? we need to be getting in enough zinc, enough selenium, and enough iodine. So where can we get more of these nutrients from when it comes to our food? Well, iodine-rich foods tend to be seaweed, iodized salt. You also can get iodine from foods like eggs. If you don't eat eggs or perhaps animal products, you can just get a very good quality supplement that has iodine as well. Selenium, we can eat Brazil nuts. That's a great source of selenium, but again, they are very high in fat. So just be conscious if you're looking to reduce your fat intake, then you might want to wish to use a supplement. And then finally, zinc. Zinc is essential. We can get zinc from pumpkin seeds, mushrooms, beef, shellfish. But again, if you have a good quality multivitamin and mineral, you will be able to supplement all of these well enough. But it doesn't neglect the fact that actually eating lots of foods that are high in these essential nutrients for your thyroid function is going to be really helpful. The fourth biggest hormonal roadblocker when it comes to fat loss is estrogen dominance. If your estrogen is too high, it can cause more stubborn body fat gain in the areas of the hips, the waist, the thighs. And so it's really important that we look to eliminate any of the things that can cause estrogen dominance. Some of these things you might not have even heard of before. So we're not going to necessarily go into the realm of BPA and plastics because that could be a whole different YouTube video. More to come on that if you would like. But just know that opting for less plastics in your home is going to be very helpful eliminating BPA. So we want to swap maybe our plastic Tupperware containers or plastic cooking utensils for stainless steel and glass containers instead. Eating more cruciferous veggies like Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, broccoli, that can really benefit us to reduce estrogen dominance. And then finally, let's not forget to mention one of the most important things, which is reducing alcohol consumption. Not only will that aid the reduction in estrogen dominance, but actually it will mean that you're consuming less calories through alcohol, and also you're having less inflammation in your body, which just means that overall it is going to be so much easier to mobilize stubborn belly fat. If a lot of this has been news to you, you've probably been stuck in hormonal fat storage mode without even knowing about it. And so you need my guide on how to reset your hormones for fat loss. So just click in the description box below and you'll be able to get my guide completely for free on how you can optimize your hormones to enable fat loss faster than ever and finally overcome these 4 big hormonal roadblockers when it comes to fat loss. So just check the description box below and you'll be able to download the guide and start to see fat loss results faster than ever before.